Today is walking day. Dawn found this walking group on Facebook and decided we needed to join it. So we're here waiting for everybody to show up. So Felicia and Dawn. And here's people down here.
Is Michaela coming?
More people up here, and we're at Winged Deer Park in Johnson City. And I didn't see it.
Those tree roots are coming across.
I got wood debris all over me. I'm trying to get it out from my eyes. It's been a busy morning, a beautiful day. It's in the 70s, low humidity, a great day to work outside. So I've gotten all the mowing done. Got up about 6 this morning and went out at 8 o'clock and started mowing. Got most of the weed eating done, at least all around the house. I've weeded one big landscape area here next to the carport that I'm sitting, and had to do some trimming of the ground cover and cutting out some trees that was trying to grow in up under the dogwood tree. So while I was at it, I went all the way up and down the pine tree line and trimmed out some dead branches and clipped some lower branches to help me get under with the mower better. So I just finished all of that. And my little mini handsaw came in handy and did a great job in helping me get that done. So I'm just resting and drinking some water and going to get back out. And I think I'm just going to drag all of these limbs that I've cut down and make one big pile. And then when let me turn you around and show you what I'm talking about. When they mow the hayfield back there, then I can take all these branches over in that field to the sinkhole. But I cut one big branch out of the holly tree here that was growing out too big. And this is the landscape area that I just completed and had to trim all of this vine back. It was coming over my stepping stones. And I'll step on out here and show you what I've been doing. Still got my bag full of weeds here I've pulled up. And had to trim all that vine back some. And you see all these limbs I've got laying on the ground up through there. And down through here. So I think I'll get busy now. It's shaded here, and before the sun hits it, I'm going to go ahead and drag all of these down there to one big pile. I bought this about 3 years ago, this little mini Milwaukee chainsaw, and when I bought it, Joe thought I was wasting my money. But even he agreed later that it was a lifesaver. I highly recommend it. I'll put a link to it in the description box below. Well guys, I'm sorry I don't have my microphone with me today, but Dawn and I are at Willow Creek Consign and Design in Bristol, and I won the $100 giveaway last month, so I wanted to come and see what they had today. And they got some really neat things in. I want to show you this one in particular. Boy, I'd love to know the story on this one. We're going to inquire about it. Look at that bed. It looks like it came from the Orient. Kind of like a day bed. Let's see if I can get a better. Yeah, look at the scroll feet. And all of the detailing. The upper shelf. And the ceiling on it. And they've got this little thing hanging off the right here on both sides. That is neat. And on the side over here, they've got this thing hanging, but I don't think it actually goes with the bed. I saw these pieces online and I really like the cake stand. Look how pretty that is. Now I'm really interested in this piece. I'm going to have to measure it to go in the living room where my oak buffet is right now. If I get 2 new chairs, put one on this side and one on the opposite side of the room. And my recliner goes here in the corner. And then I'll get a pretty piece of artwork to put up there above it.
Pictures with chat.
Here is another option for my living room. I like these 2 chairs. I like the coffee table. It's 4x4. These 2 accent chairs are cute. They sit deep, but with the cushion behind, it would be okay. And I like that sofa. And I think Dawn measured the sofa is 87 inches. And if I went with a second sofa, then I would put it where the oak buffet is now, and then between the window and the entertainment center, this chest over here would fit perfectly. Nice chest. Dawn just spotted this table. It's small, and if I go with a sofa, it would be a good table to sit beside of it because it's narrow and it's a Bob Timberlake. It's very pretty. Dawn's buying a table
That you don't need.
Here's 2 more chairs I like that swivel. They don't glide, but they swivel.
I don't know if you'll have enough.
Same 2 chairs in blue. And with fabric, I chose for window treatment in the living room.
Very pretty.
It would go good together.
Mm-hmm.
This chest is really cute too. Now this chair is cute and it's at the right price. And it might go home with me today. Okay, now we are looking at fabric, and I've got a chair I'm covering, and I'm wanting to put some drapery over the kitchen sink and in the living room. And Dawn and I both fell in love with this. She found this fabric. It's a toile type fabric, and it's got pictures all over it. They're fishing. They're washing clothes somewhere. Right here. Right there, yeah. There she's washing some clothes by the river. And they're fishing over here. And they're carrying. That is just beautiful. That would be pretty in the living room.
On a cornice board.
Yep, on the cornice board, padded. Hey you all, we're in the garden and it's doing really well. It's probably about 7:30, 7:45 tonight, but I worked in the garden getting all the weeds out that I could around the squash, and you see the big pile that I have here. That's from this morning, all the weeds. But Pam came over and picked a lot of cucumbers and yellow squash and zucchini today. And there's a lot more coming on. Look at all those. And the corn's doing good. And that over there is, I think, Silver Queen or Golden Queen. I can't remember. The tallest one. And then I had some candy corn and I planted in this little 4x4 patch. And my zinnias are blooming. That came up from last year. And they're looking pretty, but the beetles are sure getting on them and eating them. Eating the leaves, and I just sprayed these with liquid 7. They're not getting on anything except for the zinnias. So, this is the cucumbers on this row here. They were just all picked this morning. And then I've got a bell pepper I've picked from already. A zinnia growing up between them that came up volunteer right there. There's a bell pepper down here that'll be ready to pick soon. Right there. And the green beans are starting to bud out. And behind us are the tomatoes. And they're all looking good. They got little tiny green tomatoes forming on them. So, yeah, just about every plant has little green tomatoes forming. I've tied them up once and pruned the lower limbs and picked the suckers off of them. And they mowed our hay fields today. It's good to get that mowed down. And the sun will be setting here soon. So I'm going over to feed Mercy to get her ready to go in for the night. Speaking of Mercy, here she comes. Here comes the little girl. Hey, baby girl. You came to check out the garden? Hmm? Hey, sweetheart. She squeezed through the square. Well, hey y'all, this is a Thursday afternoon, the last Thursday in June, and my friend sent me a message and said Motown music at Winged Deer Park tonight at 7. So she sent me that message about 4:30, and I was weed eating. So I got that done, got in and cleaned up, and got my convertible out, and I headed to Winged Deer Park to sit and relax in this beautiful evening, cooler air, and listen to Motown music. So I'll try to video some while I'm there.